Good, happy Thursday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, we're following some breaking news. Authorities execute search warrant in connection with Manchester killing. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
We provide a service like few others across the United States.
Modified CBPMS at Cheshire Medical Center.
We have the equipment and the training to handle life support missions.
We have the landing zone set up in the ball field.
We take care of the most sick and most badly injured patients, and to be able to help those people on a daily basis is incredibly rewarding.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tom Griffith. We are breaking in on the air right now with some breaking and developing news. There's been a break in a case investigators have been working on for more than 2 years. We have just learned that they have executed another search warrant in relation to the murder of Denise Robert. Now, in August of 2015, the 62-year-old Bedford woman was shot and killed while walking in the north end of Manchester around 9 o'clock at night. There have been no arrests in this case. Despite repeated searches for clues at the scene, 3 investigators have been solely dedicated to trying to find her killer. Now, apparently, the search of a property at 43 Kendall Pond Road, number B, that's on the corner of South Road in Londonderry, New Hampshire, began this morning. You're looking right now at some live pictures as investigators continue to work this scene. Just after noon today, crime scene tape went up around a home in that area. And then the Manchester Police Department crime scene van arrived there around 1:30 this afternoon. Investigators have been going through plastic containers from a shed on that property and bagging up possible evidence. We do have information from the Attorney General's office that in order to protect the integrity of the ongoing investigation, what the items are being sought after and those items that might have been collected will not be disclosed to the public as this investigation goes on. Right now, let's go to WMUR's Kristen Carosa. She is live on the scene there in Londonderry. She's been speaking to neighbors. She's been there now for several hours. What can you tell us, Kristen?
Tom, this is a very active scene in Londonderry. I'll take a step aside so you can take a live look at this hour. Crime tape, as you said, is up around this home at the corner of Kendall Pond Road and South Road. Police tell me it is number 43. Now, as you can see, Londonderry Police, the Manchester crime van is here, along with state police. Investigators have been here since early this afternoon, and they could be seen analyzing boxes and the contents inside them. Some of those items that were found were photographed. The state police helicopter could also be seen circling above, and a canine has also been utilized here at the scene. Now, again, the home is located at the corner of Kendall Pond Road and South Road here in Londonderry. I did speak to a neighbor across the street who's lived here for 30 years plus, and he says this, to his knowledge, this house has been rented by a man for quite some time, and there's never been any trouble to his knowledge. Again, this investigation continues. It is very active here in Londonderry. Again, the corner of Kendall Pond Road and traffic.
Okay, we've apparently just lost our...
Okay, and there you go on that report. Again, we will keep you updated. This is still all developing, and we will keep you updated as more information comes into our newsroom. Suspect declines to comment on development in case where 20 M found in box spring. A Brazilian man who's arrested resulted in discovery of 20 million in cash hidden inside a box spring in Massachusetts had pleaded guilty to money laundering charges. The U.S. Attorney's Office for Massachusetts says Caleb Rosario Rocha pleaded guilty in Boston's federal courthouse Thursday. Rocha is set to be sentenced in December. Prosecutors say Rocha was part of a scheme to transfer millions of dollars to Brazil by laundering the cash through Hong Kong. The money was from Telex Free, a defunct internet phone company authorities say was a massive pyramid scam. Rocha was arrested in January after agents followed him to an apartment in Westboro. Authorities searched the apartment and seized about $20 million in cash hidden in a box spring. Rocha's attorney has declined to comment. Large fire damages 5 buildings in Sanford, Maine. Let's take a listen to this video from WMTW News 8 in Maine.
Yeah, guys, so it's been busy 45 minutes that we've been down here trying to gather information for you. So we just finished a press conference that we were streaming for you guys, and in that press conference the police chief of Sanford told us that 5 buildings were impacted in this fire, and one of them is where the fire started. They believe it could have been at 33 Island Avenue. The 2 of those buildings you're taking a look at right now are total losses. They've got 3 other buildings that were impacted by the flames and the heat there. So there's a lot of things that they're working on right now. When the crews first arrived, the power lines, you can even still see there's a fire spot that's on the roof there that, you know, there's still a lot of spots that they're working on to make sure this is totally under control. But they said they've had it pretty much under control by 4 o'clock. But I'm pointing at the roof there because that's where the power lines were. So when crews arrived, the power lines were burning. So we had live power lines down on the ground, which was a hindrance to crews in the beginning, getting into that building, making sure the crews were safe as they were putting that fire out. Now, right now, this whole area is without power. They're going through each building to make sure that they're safe to restore that power so that people can go back to those buildings that are safe. But right now, we've got 2 total losses, and then we've got several other buildings that were impacted.
Okay, and there you go on that report. We will keep you updated as we get more information on this story. Okay, and now let's take a look at your stock market and see how your market closed for this Thursday evening. Okay, here's a look at your markets. And there you go. Very cool indeed. Dow eked out record close, erases 104 points, defent as Street beats on more gains from earnings. The 30 stock index finished just above the flat line, while Travelers rose 2.4%, was the biggest contributor in the gains on the Dow. The Dow had fallen 104.93 points at its session lows. Thursday also marked the 30th anniversary of Black Monday, the worst day in the U.S. market in history. The Dow Jones Industrial Average eked out a record close on Thursday, erasing sharp losses as Wall Street bet on further gains from corporate earnings. Trump's chief of staff offers emotional take on call to slain soldier's widow. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light.
He called 4 people the other day and expressed his condolences in the best way that he could. And he said to me, "What do I say?" I said to him, "Sir, there's nothing you can do to lighten the burden on these families. But let me tell you what I tell them. And let me tell you what my best friend, Joe Dunford, told me, because he was my casualty officer. He said, Kel, he was doing exactly what he wanted to do when he was killed. He knew what he was getting into by joining that 1%. He knew what the possibilities were because we're at war. And when he died, in the 4 cases we're talking about in Niger, my son's case in Afghanistan, when he died, he was surrounded by the best men on this earth, his friends. That's what the president tried to say to 4 families the other day. I was stunned when I came to work yesterday morning and brokenhearted at what I saw a member of Congress doing. A member of Congress who listened in on a phone call from the President of the United States to a young wife, and in his way tried to express that opinion. He's a brave man, a fallen hero. He knew what he was getting himself into because he enlisted. There's no reason to enlist. He enlisted. And he was where he wanted to be, exactly where he wanted to be, with exactly the people he wanted to be with when his life was taken. That was the message. That was the message that was transmitted. It stuns me that a member of Congress would have listened in on that conversation. Absolutely stuns me. And I thought, at least that was sacred.
Okay, and there you go on that report and that video. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with another newscast. Good night, everyone. Bye.